New Jersey's Governor Phil Murphy was among the many governors that met with President Trump at the White House on Monday. The big discussion: school safety, arming teacher, and gun control. Ashley Johnson has the full story. Ashley, what do you got for us?
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy was back in New Jersey Tuesday after spending a few days in Washington, D.C. talking about guns. Murphy and other governors met with President Donald Trump at the White House. Murphy touted the coalition he formed last week with the governors of New York and Connecticut, who agreed to share information on the illegal gun trade. If the federal government ain't going to do it, if Congress isn't going to do it, we're going to start doing it, Murphy said. President Trump told the governors he supports background checks. For a long period of time, people resisted that, but now people, I think, are really into it. He insisted he would get the National Rifle Association on board. Don't worry about the NRA, Trump said. They're on our side. The president turned his attention Tuesday to staying in the White House, announcing his candidacy for re-election and even naming a 2020 campaign manager. In New Jersey Tuesday, Murphy signed an executive order creating the Jobs and Economic Opportunity Council. He also said he is strongly against the president's stance to arm teachers in school.
With all due respect, the answer is to not make educators carry guns.
In South Brunswick Township, I'm Ashley Johnson, reporting for Chasing News.
Thank you, Ashley. All right, to bring this back right to our area, two incidents at local high schools have made the news and have people talking. One in Bergen County, New Jersey, in Dumont, where a kid got arrested for posting a threat on social media. Law enforcement's involved. The school was on lockdown, armed security and cops at the school, and the young man got arrested after police found a rifle in his home. And then in southern New Jersey, outside of Philadelphia, Cherry Hill High School East, actually where I graduated from, students walked out en masse, and they did it to protest the suspension of a history teacher. Timothy Locke is his name, and he is arguably one of the favorite teachers at the school. But what happened was he was talking in class about school security, or more importantly, the lack thereof. And one student, according to other students in the class, complained that he said the conversation about school security made him feel unsafe. So the principal decided to suspend the teacher. They checked his bags for weapons, and they have talked to him about getting some therapy before he comes back to school. It's really an unbelievable story. Let's bring in the A-plus panel to break it down. Aisha Glover is with me. She is with the Newark Community Economic Development Corporation. Great to see you, Aisha. Thanks for being here. Jeanette Hoffman is back with us. She is a Republican strategist. Good to see you, Jeanette.
Thanks, Bill.
And Phil Elagia, also back with us. He is the Chief of Staff for Essex County. Aisha, I want to start with you. You know, it's interesting. You see this happen in Dumont and now in Cherry Hill. Maybe there's a racial component to this, that you're seeing these lockdowns happen in urban schools, Newark and other places, and the suburban schools seem to just be, you know, people come in and out. There's no issue. What do you think?
I do think that race plays a part. Interesting enough, when I was in high school, you know, there were certain high schools that had metal detectors and others didn't. And, you know, just heightened tensions now, just really trying to think about how we create an atmosphere of feeling safe, but then also actually being safe.
How do you even start the conversation with this if you've got some snowflake in a history class that can't even handle a conversation from a teacher about school safety?
Yeah, it's really disturbing. I think the principal actually acted appropriately in this case. But if you look at what's happening—
Wait, to take the professor out of school?
Yeah, I don't think the professor was equipped to be there. I mean, I don't think he should be having this conversation if he can't handle it. I mean, this is a real threat to our society and to school children every day. I think there needs to be a conversation about school security. I also think those Cherry Hill students were wrong to walk out, and they should be suspended. They don't get to determine the rules of the school.
Phil,
the principal does.
Not only do I support the kids for walking out, and I very rarely support it, I not only support them, I think the principal should be fired for pulling the teacher out. Who is going to talk to these kids about security if you're in the school and this is a trusted teacher? I think the principal ought to be fired.
Anything that's going to make the students upset or concerned about that they're not safe. I think now we should be telling our students,
Phil,
we're working as hard as possible.
The doors are all open and unlocked.
Correct.
Any student at the school knows that Cherry Hill East is an easy soft target.
He should not have been suspended if he was talking about Parkland and what happened and how we need to protect students. You know, the issues here are very interesting.
You got metal detectors, you got cops in the schools. And I think you need more kids walking out of school school saying we are not going to subject ourselves
Bill Spadea,
to these unsafe conditions.
Teenagers should be able to make up the rules of their school. First of all, it's unsafe to have kids walking out en masse when we're trying to deal with school security. But second of all, they are not in charge. The school administrators are. I think it sends a really bad message, and they should be suspended and held accountable.
I'm sitting here itching because when I saw the National Walkout Day, the first thing I did was I sent it to my 16-year-old son. I was like, walkout day, put it on your calendar and make sure you tell
Well, look,
your
I got to
friends.
leave it here, but the walkout day, they should all be suspended because that was about this nonsense of gun control. What happened in Cherry Hill East was protesting
Totally
a principal who fired a teacher or suspended him and shouldn't have. All right, we're with you. Thank you, guys. Good to see you all.